Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tailgate Tuesday. It is round 12 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5, and we are live, folks, bringing you flag-to-flag coverage of the Digital 250 at Kansas Speedway. These NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series drivers are thundering around this racetrack. Preset conditions, folks, no custom setup, so it very much is driver versus driver. The skill and the draft is going to be a lot in what factors into who wins tonight's event. 20 drivers out there right now. We are working stage 1, 167 lap event rather. Stage 1, of course, is a 40 lap stage, and these drivers will need to be on pit road before the end of the stage. If it goes green the entire distance, we're thinking these trucks can make it about 23 to 26 laps on fuel, depending on how hard they are pushing it and depending on where they are in the draft. I'm NASCAR CEO Tyler McMurder, and strap yourselves in, folks. It is the Digital 250 at Kansas Speedway, round 12 of the season, and we've seen a lot so far here in the 2021 season. It is Nick Francesco, the driver of the 24, your points leader, made it into the Final Four as well, and for the Giggity Racing League Truck Series, won the regular season championship in that series as well, and looking to possibly do the same here in the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series Season 2 wins this season for him, but he's lost the draft with the lead group, and he's got a little bit of damage to the right side of that Silverado. It is Landshark in the number 26 Chevy Silverado on pole for the first time in his NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series career, and he's made 5 starts. This is his 5th start here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. He's leading laps, looking good. He's got a huge lead over the rest of the field. The battle for second and third on back looks a little bit like this, and at the moment it is Jordan Roughton in the 17, Bradley Gilliland in the 38, Cameron Norton in the 3, and Stephen Corley in the 99, rounding out your top 5. And it's about a 6-truck battle right here, because you can see just behind them there that it's Trey Hollywood in the 40 and Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. They're running 6th and 7th, keeping with these 4 trucks that we're keeping an eye on here. Oh, and contact was made. Stephen Corley got into the tailgate of Cameron Norton. The 3 truck went up and made contact with the wall as a result. And he drops back to the 7th position. Just behind him you see is Dustin McClintock in the number 20. Pulling up to him, and Dustin running along in the 8th position. Harold Burnham running in 9th, and it is Alex Tesdall rounding out the top 10. Timmy Brown in the 11th position in the 8. He was up there in the top 5 in the early laps of this race, and you can see how the rest of the stage unfolds. Like I said, we know that they're all going to need to come to pit road at some point if this all stays green, and we can tell you that Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Alex Tesdall have both been involved in an on-track incident. There you see the 51 Toyota Tundra, and he's soldiering. He's still on the lead lap, and that's the good thing about Kansas Speedway. It's a pretty big track, and not everybody is going to go a lap down right away from 1 or 2 incidents, and we're still green here. Jordan Roughton in 2nd, trying to hold off Bradley Gilliland. There's Bradley in the 38. Sponsorless Ford F-150. The Ford's trying to run down the Chevy, and there's Fords running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and it looks like they're working together a little bit to maybe run down Landshark, who is the race leader. Really like the paint job here on the number 16 Toyota Tundra. Rockstar Racing, Beam SKP, the lone full-time driver out of France, and it's the first time we've seen that paint job, and I believe he's going to be the first driver to come to pit road to get scheduled service. Now, this is a little bit early, and he runs the risk of going a lap down if a caution were to come out, but keep in mind if it stays green at the end of the stage, he's going to be able to use these 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles sooner than the rest of these drivers. He might even be able to gain a little bit of track position in the process. How about Dustin McClintock all the way up into the top 10? Started outside of the top 10. He's working to the inside of Jesse Carlson in the number 88 Ford F-150, and can't quite get the grip and the speed down there to complete the pass. He's going to have to hold on for a moment and wait another time. There's Dave Marks Jr. in the 4. He's been riding along with Nick Francesco ever since Nick got involved in the A little bit of a skirmish closer to the beginning of the race, and it is a battle for position. There's good battles all over the racetrack. And that was Jeffrey Robinson Jr. on pit road getting service. A couple of other trucks on pit road as well. There's Robert Lohman Sr.'s number 21 over there, parked on pit road getting service. And we're going to keep our eye on the battle for second, third, and fourth as much as we can for you. But we're also going to check in with the race leader from time to time, and that is Landshark. As I mentioned, 5th start this season, first career pole award. Looks like he prefers to run the top groove, and a couple of trucks running up for second, third, and fourth. They got into each other there, we're hearing, and that was in turns 1 and 2. Contact was made between all 3 of those Fords. Bradley is going to escape with the second place position. Stephen Corley third, and kind of looks like Gordon Roughton's going to settle in line into 5th. But then again, it's all going to change now. Here comes Stephen Corley. Here comes Josh Colm-Diaz. They're on pit road, and Dustin McClintock in the 20 is going to do the same. All lead lap trucks, and we're all running in the top 10. Good to see Brett Baker come back in the number 2 Silverado. Always runs strong, and no one will ever forget his first career NOSSCAR win on a heat game, and that was in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series on Mondays in the Xfinity cars, and always runs strong in these trucks as well. Pit road beginning to fill up here. The leader, Landshark, is on pit road. We saw Timmy Brown in the 8th come to pit road as well. Several trucks merging back onto the racetrack. It's going to be interesting to see where where everybody cycles through at the end of all of this, but we do believe that Landshark is going to still be the race leader. He had a commanding lead over the drivers running second, third, and fourth, and that was the second group of trucks on the racetrack. And again, folks, 20 drivers entered this race, and I believe all 20 of them are still on the racetrack, 19 on the lead lap, and we're working through our first and only cycle of green flag pit stops here in stage 1. Before the cycle of pit stops, it was Landshark and the number... Timmy Brown got a little bit out of shape. It looks like he's coming back onto the racetrack. Before the cycle of pit stops, it was the 26 of Landshark leading, and now we continue to see trucks come down pit road. And there's Landshark. First career pole award for him. He's rocking and rolling, and he's got a couple of trucks just in front of him. He's got Brett Baker just behind him, so I gotta wonder if Landshark has put these trucks a lap down once this all cycles through. May be problems for a couple of drivers getting on and off pit road here at Kansas Speedway. Getting word, Brett Baker just made his way to pit road a couple of laps ago, just 1 lap ago rather, in the 2, and now Harold Burden in the 56 gives up the race lead. He's going to come to pit road as well. And there you see him. You might as well try something. It's early enough in the race, and I don't think that you're going to lose a lap by staying out as long as Harold did. I could be wrong, but time will tell. He started outside the top 10, and might as well gamble a little bit and see if you can get some track position with those fresh Ford Goodyear Eagles towards the end of the stage. You know, drivers have been out there logging laps with 4 fresh tires for a few laps now, some of them about 5-6 laps, and so he's lost some considerable amount of track time. See if we can gain some of it back before the end of stage 1. He is on the lead lap, but he is outside of the top 10 right now. And everything has completely cycled through. And we can tell you that Landshark in the 26 has reassumed the top spot. He is your race leader. It's Bradley Gilliland in the number 38 Ford F-150 running in the second position. There you see him. Coming off a strong second place finish last week at the Indy Roval Road Course, and yeah, it was a great run by Bradley. He needed that. It was a valuable playoff point to get, and 29 regular season points as well. Just behind him is Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. He's scored in the third position right now, with Stephen Corley running in fourth, Jordan Roughton rounding out the top five in fifth in that number 17 Ford F-150. It appears Jesse Carlson is running in sixth, and there you see Jesse. 2 wins this season. 2 wins in Motormaster as well. Just behind him is Trey Hollywood in the 40, but I think that he found the wall coming out of turn 2. He's running in 7th, but he's being challenged by Cameron Norton for that position. Good to see Trey Hollywood jump in a truck here in the Chevy Silverado number 40 truck. It was open and looking for a driver, and they found one, and a driver that they know can wheel it up there and get good finishes, and he's doing a good job here. He's running in 7th. Cameron Norton right behind him in the 3. Running in 8th, it's Dustin McClintock in the number 20. Running in the 9th position, former NASCAR Milner Cup Series race winner, back on the NASCAR 15 Victory Edition game. And they're all chasing Landshark. He's got a commanding lead. He's run nearly a flawless first stage of this race. He's coming up on the points leader, Nick Don Francesco, to put him 1 lap down, and still has quite a gap before he catches him. But he will have to pass a couple of trucks before the end of this stage. The good news for him is there are no more cycles of green flag pit stops. There's really nothing really that's going to hinder his chances of winning stage 1 unless something drastic happens. We could see a caution come out, but it is doubtful, and there was a bit of an issue there for Landshark through 3 and 4. He found the wall a little bit, and very tough corner for him. And the battle for 2nd and 3rd and 4th, for that matter, is on. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 was getting a push from Stephen Corley for the last 5-6 laps, and to the inside goes Josh. In your frame, these are the drivers running 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then just behind them the 2 trucks are running 5th and 6th, and 3 wide going into 3 and 4. Stephen Corley all the way to the inside. Contact was made. Bradley Gilliland just trying to keep it out of the wall up there up the outside line. There's still 3 wide on the front stretch. Oh, and they were nearly 4 wide there, and I don't know how much they want to do this, and now they're going into turn 1. 3 wide again. We're kind of getting into the closing laps of stage 1. They know the top 5 get the stage points, and contact was made there between the 38 and the 88. The 88 went up and bounced off the 17 as a result. They're all still going to keep it pointed in the right direction, but they know that they need a top 5 to get stage points, and that's what this is all about. One of these trucks in this pack is not going to get any stage points, and they're trying to figure out who. And this is all happening about 6-7 seconds behind your race leader, Landshark. To the inside once again for 2nd place goes Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. Josh has 2 wins this season. He also, keep in mind, won the Tailgate 250 at Daytona, the 4th annual. And contact was made between he and Stephen Corley. Looked like Josh was trying to block him a little bit, and that nearly sparked a 5-truck wreck over there coming out of 4. And to 2nd place goes Jesse Carlson. He was just 6th place just about 3-4 laps ago, and now he's got a little bit of breathing room on the pack of trucks just behind them that continue to bounce off each other. Jordan Roughton takes the third position away from Josh, and there's more contact made between the two and the wall for the 23. Good action already, and this is only stage one. 20 drivers started the race. 167 laps, and we're working stage one. We've already seen the scheduled green flag pit stops in stage one, and we're getting closer to the end here of stage one, finding out who's going to get the stage win. It's looking like the pole sitter Land Shark is going to get the job done, a commanding lead as these drivers are still working their way out of four here. Close quarter racing as they go into 1 and 2. Nearly 3 wide there once again. Stephen Corley thought better of it. He lifted, and now he's going to just follow Josh in the 23, Jordan in the 17. And the outside line really does get a bit of a launch out of these corners, and that's what Josh in the 23 is dealing with. He keeps getting a good run to the bottom, but he can't seem to slide up in front of the truck up on the outside line on the straightaway. And as a result, Josh is going to drop all the way back to the 6th place position, and he's going to have to try to give it another run and try again, and he might need to find a way to get that Silverado to handle up on the top side. Battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th here. Cameron Norton in the 3 truck running in 7th. The 40 of Trey Hollywood running in 8th. Justin McClintock running in 9th. As I mentioned, good battles really all over the racetrack. Land Shark is in a bit of a league of his own. Fifth start for him here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series, and always brings a fast number 26 Silverado to the racetracks. And it was fun also watching him make his debut in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series last week at Mid-Ohio, and ran in the top 5 for most of that race. And it appears he might catch the 4 of Dave Marks Jr. before the end of the stage, but after Dave, I don't believe he is going to catch any more traffic. We are in the closing laps of stage 1. And Jesse Carlson has settled into second, no challengers at this point. And it appears that Stephen Corley in the 99 has had some sort of problem. This had to have happened over entering turn 1. There's some front-end damage to that Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports, and he's going to stay on the lead lap and keep it on the racetrack, but it's a tough break. Stage 1 is in the history books. The green and white checkered flags are in the air. Land Shark in the 26 brings it home. First career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series stage win, and he's on fire here tonight. He's led every lap since the drop of the green flag, except for any laps during the cycle of pit stops. He's been flying out there. Jesse Carlson in second, and Jordan Roughton finishes the stage in third. Bradley Gilliland in fourth, and I believe that it's Cameron Norton finishing the stage in fifth. Keep your eye on Trey Hollywood. He's going to be scored in sixth at the end of stage 1. Dustin McClintock having a great run. He's all the way up into the 7th position. 20 drivers started the race, and I believe that we have 15 trucks on the lead lap. Someone's going to get the free pass here as well. Here we go, folks. We got them all double file and ready for the start of stage 2. Land Shark and Jordan Roughton lead them to the line. The green flag is back in the air. You're watching round 12 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. It is the Digital 250 at Kansas. I love the sound of those trucks, folks. Landshark leading the way. Jesse Carlson in second, Jordan Roughton in third, Cameron Norton to the inside of Bradley Gilliland. They're fourth and fifth. Trey Hollywood in sixth, just behind them in the 40 truck, and they're all chasing Landshark. This time they're going to try to not let him get such a big and commanding lead. And the points leader, Nick DeFrancesco, has worked his way all the way back up into the 8th position. He's brought Josh Colm-Diaz, his teammate, in the 23 up to 9th. Harold Burton in the 56, rounding out the top 10. And they're still basically all lined up nose to tail. Nobody really stepping out of line too much. Everybody is running a different line, trying to get the speed they need to get a run on the truck in front of them. But nobody's gotten to anybody yet. And here comes Jesse Carlson, finally the run he needed, to the inside of Landshark. He's looking for the lead. He slides up into him a little bit. Contact was made between the two. Landshark is still going to lead this lap, and Jesse's not giving up. Now he tucks back in line. And Cameron Norton seeing the opportunity here in the number 3 to pull out to the inside. He's going to make a move now. This is going into turn 3. Problem is, Bradley Gilliland stays up top. Nick DeFrancesco does the same. The draft goes to the high line, or does it? To the bottom goes Jesse Carlson. That yellow and black Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports. Actually more of a yellow and silver look for the NASCAR Heat 5 game. And there's a bit of an incident between two trucks there. Bradley Gilliland in the 38, Cameron Norton in the 3. They both go sliding through the grass and back up onto the racetrack. Both of them come. Dave Marks Jr. had nowhere to go. We're going to stay green, but tough break for both of those drivers. They were both inside the top 5. Now both of them outside the top 15. Back up to the front. It's now a 3-horse race, folks, for the meantime anyways. Landshark, Jesse Carlson, Nick DeFrancesco in 4th is Jordan Roughton, and if he can kind of keep the pace he's going, he might be able to get the draft with these 3. Jesse Carlson back to the inside for the lead. He's not giving up just yet. He pulled it off, and he tried to pull up in front of the 26. He found the wall just a little bit. Landshark's going to retake the lead. Nick DeFrancesco goes with him. And these 3 battling for the lead like this is allowing Jordan Roughton to really close the gap in 4th. There you see him, and soon he's going to be right there on the tailgate of the 24. Second group of trucks here, Stephen Corley, Josh Colm-Diaz, the 99 and the 23. They're right there with Alex Tesdall, Trey Hollywood, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. It's a 5-truck group here, running 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, trying to run down the top 4. Oh, into the wall a little bit went Stephen Corley. Alex Tesdall went to the inside to get around him. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. took really evasive action and went all the way to the bottom of all of them. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 lifted a bit and just chose to let these boys settle it out and get back going. Just behind them is Dustin McClintock in the 20 car. The 20 truck. He runs in the 10th position, gaining ground on all these drivers. The Beam SKP running in 11th with Timmy Brown in 12th. And we're watching good battles all over this racetrack. The battle for the lead is on again. To the bottom went the points leader in the 24, Nick DeFrancesco. It's going to be the first lap all race long. He's led, or is it? Never mind. It goes to Jesse Carlson in the 88. Steel Horse Motorsports Ford and a Timac Motorsports Chevy. There's 4 different teams being represented up here actually in the top 4, and they're all giving us a great show. Alex Tesdall in the 98 has worked his way into 5th. Josh Colm-Diaz in 6th, Trey Hollywood in 7th, and those are the drivers trying to run down this front group. Dustin McClintock has taken the 8th position. Really impressed with Dustin in the 20 truck tonight. He's having a great run. He seems to be in the top 10 all race long since the drop of the green flag, and everybody chasing the points leader at this point, Nick Don Francesco. 2 wins this season, and very much known for his success in these trucks on the NASCAR Heat games. Really enjoys driving them, and I asked him earlier this week, what is it about the trucks that gives you this much speed and makes you so successful in them? And he said that's the million-dollar question. He doesn't know. He just comes out here in the trucks and he performs, and he's always at the top of his game, always running up there strong, and if he isn't, it's because he was involved in some sort of on-track incident, and he's in the middle of working his way back forward. We will see green flag pit stops here if everything stays the way it is. Alex Tesdall in the 98 was gaining ground on the top 4. In fact, he was finally in their draft again, but he found the wall coming out of turn 4, and that really slowed him up, and he's now just in front of the big pack of trucks behind him. There you see Alex. Still scored in the 5th position, but he lost all of that ground, and now he's right back to where he started, and being the lead truck in the second group. Josh in the 23 in 6th, the 40 of Trey Hollywood in 7th, the 51 of Jeffrey Robinson Jr. has worked his way all the way up into the 8th position. Good run for him. Stephen Corley, with the problems that he had in stage 1, has worked his way back all the way into the 9th position, with Dustin McClintock in the 20, rounding out the top 10. Excuse me, it was Jason Armstrong rounding out the top 10, but now he's going to surrender 10th to Dustin McClintock and come to pit road. 11th belongs to Beam SKP, Harold Burden running in 12th. I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown on where everybody's running. It is a big field, 20 drivers in this race, and it's a big track as well. It's very easy to lose them out there. And green flag pit stops beginning here in stage 2. We're expecting to see everybody on pit road once. To the inside goes Jesse Carlson in the 88, challenging for the lead. All 4 of these drivers have led laps so far here in the Digital 250 at Kansas, using the draft to their advantage. Like I said, it seems to be the outside line that gets a bigger launch out of these corners, and the straightaway speed prevails more if you're up top, and especially if there's a number of trucks up there joining you. And looked like Landshark in the 26 found the outside wall a little bit. Jordan Roughton in the 17 wasn't leaving him too much room up there, and Landshark resets back into 4th, and he's going to make another run here for the stage win. Or excuse me, maybe for the lead rather, before these drivers need to come to pit road. We know that they're all going to be making pit stops at some point soon. Battle for 5th looks like this. It's settled down just a little bit. In fact, these 2 drivers are gaining ground on the top 4. Or at least they were. Alex Tesdall in the 98 surrendering the 5th position, coming to pit road. Landshark in the 26 surrenders 4th. He comes to pit road. Pit road beginning to become a little bit of a busy place at this time. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 for Rockstar Racing comes down pit road. Dave Marks Jr. in the 4 for Rockstar Racing down pit road as well. Gotta wonder if their teammate Beam SKP in the 16 gonna maybe do the same soon, being maybe on a similar strategy. A couple of trucks just in front of the 16 truck just signaled that they are coming to pit road this time by the 40 of Trey Hollywood, the 99 Stephen Corley. Shout out to Beam SKP, finished 22nd in the A class for the qualify round at the Indy Roval for the Winter Heat Series, and in my view, in my opinion, I do believe that he would have been eligible and would have advanced into the New Year's Resolution 70 if he were to be eligible. Lone driver out of France here, full-time in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series, found victory lane for the first time in his career at the Indy Roval event just last week in the Truck Series, and it was a special a special night for Bean. A couple of trucks out of this race we should touch on, and that's Robert Lohman Sr. in the 21, Brett Baker in the 2. Brett Baker, it was expected he was going to do a start and park here for this race and be back later tonight for the Watkins Glen event, and we'll see both of those drivers there actually. And so this leaves us with 18 trucks left on the racetrack battling for the Stage 2 win. And we're waiting on the green flag cycle of pit stops to cycle through, and it appears that Jesse Carlson and Nick Donfrancesco are yet to come to pit road. And ever since the group kind of split up at the front of the field, Nick kind of lost touch a little bit with Jesse, and now both of these drivers coming to pit road on the same lap, coming out of 4. Two different race teams, one same strategy here, and they're going to come to a halt in their pit stalls and get scheduled service, and it'll be interesting to see where everybody cycles through. I think that the drivers that came to pit road already are going to have a little bit of an advantage when it comes to speed, or have been having that advantage over the course of the last couple of laps. We know how powerful the draft is here with these trucks at Kansas Speedway, and it might come down to who's had a drafting partner throughout this whole sequence of pit stops. There you see Lance Shark coming around the track now. He just passed the yellow truck of Jesse Carlson, the blue truck of Nick Donfrancesco, so this is going to put Lance Shark out front as your race leader. Jordan Routon in the 17 is in second, Jesse Carlson in third, Nick Donfrancesco in the 24 is in fourth. The question becomes, do they have enough time? Do they have enough tires? Is it that big of a difference to utilize to their advantage, and can they run down Lance Shark before the end of Stage 2? And you gotta wonder, folks, if maybe they learned something here. Jesse Carlson in the 88, Nick Donfrancesco in the 24. Maybe they just realized how important tires really are. Maybe short pitting for one of these cycles of pit stops in the final stage might give them an advantage. And one good thing about Stage 1 and Stage 2 of these races, you can learn a thing or two without it costing you your ultimate shot at winning the race. And we'll have to see what happens in the final stage. Here's the battle for fifth and the final point for the stages, and it's Josh Colm-Diaz down on the inside, the 23. Up top it is Alex Hesdall in the 98, just behind them Stephen Corley in the 99, Jason Armstrong in the 15 right there with him as well. A lot of these drivers have been showing good speed. Just track position has been key, the draft has been key, making good decisions and driving smart has been key, and a lot of these drivers haven't really had the chance to get up to the front of the pack and really show what they're made of just yet, and I think we'll see a little bit more of that in the final stage. So there's Armstrong running in 9th, and just behind him is Beam SKP running in 10th in the 16 truck, and he's gaining a little bit of ground, it looks like, on Armstrong. Just behind them is Dustin McClintock in the 20, running in 11th, and safely on the lead lap, all of these trucks. In fact, I believe that we're going to start the final stage with 15 trucks on the lead lap. We have 18 trucks left on the racetrack, and still a lot of drivers having a good chance of winning this one. They're all chasing the pole sitter and the Stage 1 winner, and that is Lance Shark in the 26. There you see the gap back to second, third, and fourth, and they are actually slowly but surely gaining ground. Now this is going into turn 3. They're coming up on Timmy Brown in the 8. They're going to put him a lap down before the end of the stage. I do believe that they're running a pace that's quick enough to get there in time. Question is, are these three drivers running a quick enough pace to get to the tailgate of the orange and white truck of Land Shark? Challenge for the stage win. To the inside goes Nick DeFrancesco. He's going to try to slingshot in front of the 17 and slide up in front of him. He does. Jordan Roughton could have maybe done an Earnhardt crossover move. He chose not to, and he's just going to push the 24. Now this is going into turn 3 again. And they're there, folks. Jesse Carlson in the 88 Ford F-150's got the draft. He's pulling up on the tailgate of Land Shark in the 26, and he's going for it. We've got a battle for the stage 2 win. Oh, and as soon as they got there, the points leader, Nick DeFrancesco, jumps to the inside. The 24, he slides up into the side of Land Shark in the 26. Contact was made as well with Jordan Roughton in the 17 and Land Shark, and Shark is going to lose the draft with the top 3. He's also on the older tires, and that's a tough break. It looked like Nick in the 24 got a little bit tight, slid up and made contact, and it was Land Shark that got the worst end of the deal, and he's back to 4th. No draft partner at this point either. Stage 2 battle for the win looks like this, and Nick in the 24 trying to hold on. Jesse right there. The draft is so strong here, folks, and you can really dive bomb down to the inside and make a big run, pull alongside the truck beside you, but it's hard to complete that pass, and if you can't complete that pass, the 17 of Jordan Roughton is going to stay up on the outside line, and he's going to make the pass on you. Three different race teams. All three of these drivers have been in NASCAR for quite some time, and 2 of the 3 have found victory lane. Jordan Roughton in a 17 is still looking for his very first NASCAR win. He's come close a couple of times. Right now he's in 3rd and battling for the stage 2 win. Nick DeFrancesco, the 24, the leader. He's getting a bit of a draft from the 8 truck, and that's allowing him to stay in front of Jesse Carlson a bit. But as you saw, Timmy Brown found the outside wall just a little bit. Had to let the leaders go, and it was a bit of a close call. The truck length or 2 of a gap that Nick had built up from the draft of Timmy Brown is now gone. And to the inside goes Jesse Carlson. He can't quite get the Ford F-150 beside him. Still has time. Still has another shot. Jordan Roughton with them. The 2 Fords very well might work together against Nick DeFrancesco. We'll have to see. They're coming up on Dave Marks Jr. in the 4. I don't think they're going to have enough time to get to him, and I don't think they want to. I know that Timmy Brown doesn't want them to. He's trying to be the first truck 1 lap down. To the inside goes Jordan Roughton for 2nd. Coming to the line, Nick DeFrancesco is going to lead this lap. You know what, folks? They actually might get to Dave in time. I didn't think that they would, but Dave's right in front of him now, the number 4 Rockstar Racing Toyota. And to the inside goes Nick DeFrancesco. He used the draft from the 4 truck as much as he could before making the move down to the bottom, and he completes the pass, and Jordan Roughton and Jesse Carlson are going to have to work their way around the 4 as well. And they do. The top 3 successfully make their way around Dave. There's 2 lap trucks in between Land Shark and the top 3. Land Shark still needs to pass Timmy Brown in the 8. Going into turn 3 now. To the inside for the lead goes Jordan Roughton. He couldn't quite get it to stick down there. In fact, it looked like he almost slid up into the side of the 24. You can see Nick going up to the outside to try to break the draft there. And the green and white checkered flags are in the air. Nick Donfrancesco wins stage 2. Jordan Roughton in second, Jesse Carlson in third, Landshark in fourth, and I believe that it was Alex Tesdall in the 98 rounding out the top 5 for the stage points. The free pass is going to go to Dave Marks Jr. in the 4, and that's a tough break for Timmy Brown in the 8. And getting a report, Nick Donfrancesco apologizing to Landshark over the radio for getting into him there. Thought he was clear is the report. And we're going to line them up double file, folks, for the restart. It's going to be a long grind, and we've seen no cautions for on-track incidents, and 20 drivers started this race. I believe we're down to 17 trucks on the racetrack, 15 of which are on the lead lap, and it's going to be Nick Donfrancesco and Jordan Roughton leading them to the start-finish line, to the restart zone here. The green flag is back in the air for the Digital 250 at Kansas Speedway. Round 12 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. Oh, they're 3 wide there. I don't think that they meant to be. Alex Tesdall, Jordan Roughton, and Landshark. They settle it back out to 2 by 2. The draft is so strong here, and they're all chasing Nick Donfrancesco. Oh! More contact was made, and they're wrecking over him 1 and 2. Landshark in the 26 slid up into the side of the 23, and I didn't see exactly what triggered it or what happened there, but both of those drivers are losing the draft with the field. Jesse Carlson in the 88 has taken the race lead, by the way, from Nick Donfrancesco. Alex Tesdall has worked his way into third. Cameron Norton in the 3 machine trying to take fourth from Jordan Roughton. And good battles all over this racetrack, and 2 Steel Horse Motorsports Fords running 1-2 right now. Jesse Carlson, Alex Tesdall in hot pursuit. Here's the battle, 4th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Jordan Roughton, Nick Donfrancesco, Trey Hollywood in the 40. Trey making his debut race for the 2021 Tailgate Truck Series season. Runs full-time on Mondays in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series, and looking strong here. He's now cleared Jordan Roughton for the 4th position. Bradley Gilliland in 6th. Cameron Norton in the 3, running in 7th. A lot of different lines being used here. Down the back straightaway now, Nick Donfrancesco gets a big run, pulls to the inside. This is the battle for second, a little bit deeper in the field. We just saw Cameron Norton in the 3 have to make a big save all the way down to the inside. When he came back up the track, though, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. was there. Contact was made between the 2. Now Jeffrey losing a number of positions. There's Beam, surviving the storm. He's kind of in the eye of the storm, really, right in the center of things, and he's doing a good job working his way through all of this. He knows that they're going to need to make a series of green flag pit stops before the end of this race. A lot of these drivers mid-pack doing everything that they can to just kind of tiptoe around and make smart decisions and dodge all the chaos. Jesse Carlson in the 88 has front-end damage. He was involved in something towards the front of the field. I didn't see what happened, and now Bradley Gilliland in the 38 has spun on the back straightaway. There's a couple of other trucks involved. Beam SKP had to chase the truck all the way down to the apron. He holds on to it. And chaos here in the final stage. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 comes to pit road to repair the damage that he suffered, and all of these drivers fighting for everything it's worth here in the final stage of the Digital 250 at Kansas Speedway. You can tell that the intensity level has picked up a little bit. And there's Bradley, and that's a tough break. He was battling up in the top 5 all race long. And the battle for the lead looks like this. Alex Tesdall in the 98. 2 NOSSCAR Motormaster Series wins for him this season. No wins so far, though, here in the trucks. And he's looking to change that here tonight at Kansas Speedway. Both of his wins in the Motormaster Series were on short tracks, folks, Bristol and Dover. But here he is at the 1.5 miles of Kansas, running good lap times. He's got the points leader right behind him, but doing a good job keeping him in the mirror. Oh, I think there was contact there. 24 found the outside wall, entering turn 1, trying to arc the corner and use every inch of the racetrack that he possibly could. And the top 2 have really separated themselves from the rest of the field, and the battle for third on back looks like this. Trey Hollywood in the 40. Jordan Roughton in the 17. Stephen Corley in the 99. Cameron Norton in the 3. They're 3rd through 6th. And then it's Dustin McClintock running in 7th. Jason Armstrong running in 8th. Dave Marks Jr., after getting the 3 pass at the end of stage 2, runs in 9th. Here's Timmy Brown in the 8 truck. He's currently scored in 13th. Just in front of him, Lance Shark in 12th. Jesse Carlson in 11th. Josh Colm-Diaz in 10th. And all 3 of those drivers were up there in the top 5 at one point or another in this race. And battling for the win. Of course, Lance Shark won the pole. He also won stage 1 and stage 2. Excuse me, stage 1 only, rather. So keep your eye on the 23, the 26, and the 88. They're working their way back forward. Slowly but surely around goes Dave Marks Jr. in the 4. Contact was made between he and Lance Shark in the 4, and I think that they were 3 wide there for a moment. And Dave got the worst end of it. I know that Lance Shark chased his truck through the grass, but yeah, Dave found the wall as well. And it looks like Dave's going to go maybe to pit road there. Lance Shark is still rolling, but he lost a number of positions because of that. Lost the draft with that group as well. And good battle for third here. I think that if they were to run single file, they might actually be able to run down the top 2 up there. It's still Alex Tesdall leading with Nick Donfrancesco in 2nd. Cameron Norton in the 3 is now in 3rd. Trey Hollywood just got out of shape. I think there might have even been contact between he and Stephen Corley in the 99. Dustin McClintock was right there. He was really close to what happened, and he had very little reaction time to deal with, and McClintock had to lift a little bit there, and he lost 7th place because of it. McClintock dropped back into 10th, I believe, but he's still rolling here. Pardon me. It's been a wild final stage here. Oh, Jesse Carlson just found the outside wall coming out of turn 4, and he's sliding through the grass, coming across the start-finish line now, trying to save the truck. Harold Burden in the 56 had nowhere to go. Lance Shark was involved as well, and we have a caution on the racetrack. First caution for an on-track incident all race long, and a lot of these drivers really did need it. And this really does change everything, folks, because the top two had broken away from the rest of the field. Alex Tesdall had the lead with Nick DonFrancesco right behind him. And then the battle for third between Stephen Corley in the 99, Cameron Norton in the 3, Jordan Roughton in the 17. I don't think that they were going to run down those top two the way that they were battling. So this really does give everybody a second chance, and we'll have to see what happens here. 20 drivers started in this race. It's round 12 of the 2021 season. Digital 250 at Kansas, and we have 17 trucks left on the racetrack. Actually, we can mark that down with 16 trucks left on the racetrack now. And we are green for the final stage at Kansas Speedway. Nick DonFrancesco, Alex Tesdall lead them into turn 1. Keep your eye on Cameron Norton in the 3. Looking for his first NASCAR win since the 2018 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season. He would love to do it. He's up there. He's close enough. To the inside goes Stephen Corley. He's looking for the lead on Nick DonFrancesco. He couldn't quite get a good enough run to get in front of the 24. That's been the biggest challenge all race long. Jordan Roughton nearly put the 23 of Josh Colm-Diaz in the grass. Not sure what that was about. Might not have known that there was a truck down there. To the inside is Dustin McClintock looking for 6th. And this is what the top 5 looks like. Nick in the 24, Alex in the 98, Cameron in the 3, Steven in the 99. To the inside for 5th goes Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 on Jordan Roughton. It's Trey Hollywood in the 40 running in 7th now. He made a pass on Dustin McClintock just a lap ago. Good battles all over this racetrack. It appears Jeffrey Robinson Jr. is done for the day, and he's the driver that's going to take home 17th place, and I didn't see exactly what triggered him to pull out of this one, but that's a tough break. Timmy Brown in the 8 truck scored in 9th. That's Lance Shark just behind him in 10th. Oh, it was. He found the wall. He's going to lose a couple of positions. So he puts Jesse Carlson into 10th. Bradley Gilliland 11th. Beam SKP in 12th. Remember, Beam SKP in the 16 truck is locked into the playoffs with that win at the Indy Roval last week here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series, so he doesn't necessarily need to worry. He just wants to get those top 5s and top 10s and maybe even a couple more wins if he can. Back out front goes the points leader, Nick DonFrancesco in the 24. Alex Tesdall staying right there with him in 2nd, and Alex's Steel Horse Motorsports teammate, Stephen Corley, in 3rd. In the 99, right there with him. Teammates running 1st and 4th. Teammates running 2nd and 3rd. Now they've got Nick stuck down to the inside. This might be what they needed. To the outside goes Alex Tesdall, now 3 wide for the lead in turn 3. Oh, gosh. Hold on to it, guys. Lift, boys, lift. Oh my goodness, coming out of 4, they singled it out in single file, and Nick DonFrancesco leads the lap. It's funny, one corner, they're 3 wide, and then the next, the top 6 are single file. It's so amazing how these drivers can battle as hard as they do and keep it pointed in the right direction. And just as I say that, there was an incident deeper in the field, and we're under caution. 2nd caution of the race for an on-track incident. It looked like it involved the 2 white trucks. Yeah, Jason Armstrong in the 15 and Dustin McClintock in the 20. I didn't see what triggered it, but they definitely both have right side damage. The 15 also has front end damage. So both of those drivers will be coming to pit road for service, that's for sure. And this gives everybody, again, a second chance. I guess I said that earlier. A third chance at getting up there and challenging the drivers that have been dominating this race. The drivers that have been really putting in good work up there and somehow managing to hold on to their track position all race long are Nick DonFrancesco and Alex Tesdall. Jordan Roughton in the 17, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, Trey Hollywood in the 40 is still up there. This is still anybody's race. 16 trucks left on the racetrack, and we're green flag again here in the final stage. We're under green, and they're going into turn 1. Horse Motorsports teammates side by side for second and third. Now Jordan Roughton in the 17 is going to pull up alongside Alex Tesdall for third. And Stephen Corley safely into second. I don't know if the key word is safely there. I don't know. We went caution-free for so long. We've had two recent ones here in the final stage. Ray Hollywood got a little loose in the 40 truck. He held onto it, did a good job at that. He's in 5th place still. And Stephen Corley looking to challenge for the lead. He's down on the bottom trying to do just that. Just a moment ago, Trey Hollywood completed the pass on Jordan Roughton. That was for 4th, but now they're 4 wide there going through 3 and 4. Landshark in the 26 trying desperately to get back up there towards the front. He's now worked his way back up into the 6th position in that number 26 Chevy Silverado. He won the pole. He won stage 1. He would love to get back up there and challenge for the win. Arguably the strongest car in stage 1. Here's what the battle for the lead looks like. Stephen Corley tried the bottom. It didn't work. And now tries the top, and it didn't work. Now he's going to the bottom because Nick Donfrancesco found the wall. They're 3 and 4 wide, bouncing off each other. Stephen Corley goes up into the front end of Nick Donfrancesco. They're bouncing off each other, and the caution is out again. All 16 trucks are back on the lead lap because of this yellow, and man, that was a wild, crazy wreck there that involved a couple of drivers that were up there all race long battling for this win, and it just looked like it was hard racing that didn't go right in the end. Nick Donfrancesco in the 24, Stephen Corley in the 99, both losing a handful of positions because of this. A number of drivers getting some front end damage, and they'll definitely need to come to pit road to repair it before they take the green flag here again. And I believe, yeah, this is going to give the lead, I believe, to the 17 of Jordan Roughton. Landshark in the 26, I think, is going to restart in second. Actually, it's going to be Trey Hollywood in the 40. Top 3 drivers on the restart are looking for their first win in their NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series career. The green flag is back in the air. Jesse Carlson was getting into the right rear quarter panel of Landshark on the restart there. I don't know exactly what that was about, but it definitely was intentional. And we're rolling. The top 4 are now single file. To the inside goes Landshark in the 26. He's looking for the lead. They're 3 wide. Oh, did a good job to not slide up into those trucks up there, but it's Trey Hollywood in the 40 leading this lap. Cameron Norton goes to the inside of Landshark. Looked like he forced his way in. There was contact made between he and Landshark. They both held on to it. Trey Hollywood, Landshark, Jordan Roughton, Alex Tesdall, Cameron Norton is your top 5. Points leader Nick Donfrancesco right there in 6th in the 24, looking for 5th on his teammate Josh Colm-Diaz behind him in 7th. It's the 2 white trucks there of Jason Armstrong and Dustin McClintock side by side for 8th and 9th. To the inside goes Landshark for the lead. See, this is the gamble, the risk you take. If you go to the bottom and it doesn't work, you open the door for the trucks to draft their way behind you, or by you rather, on the outside. To the inside for the lead goes Jordan Roughton in the 17 now. He took the lead, but the Earnhardt crossover move expertly applied by the number 40. Of Trey Hollywood. They're still 2, 3, and 4 wide, bouncing off each other. They're going into 1 now. This is amazing racing. Oh, they're getting a little bit loose in there. Looked like Cameron Norton in the 3. He was stuck in the middle, 3 wide, and he was getting a little wiggly trying to keep it away from both trucks on both sides, and he did a good job at holding on to it. Trey Hollywood is the race leader. Oh, there was contact made there between Alex Tesdall in the 98 Land Shark in the 26. I think Alex thought he was clear. He wasn't. And 4 wide now through 1 and 2. Cameron Norton had nowhere to go. Everybody ran at his space. Cameron in the 3 was the one that was up against the outside wall for the 4 wide deal, and it didn't work. Everybody in line gave plenty of room, but it's just how it goes when you're 4 wide at Kansas, and there's not too much you can do. They've sorted themselves back out just a little bit. 7 trucks have broken away from the rest of the field. It's Timmy Brown in 8th, leading he, Dustin McClitlock, and Jason Armstrong, trying to run down the top 7. Deeper in the field, around goes Jason Armstrong in the 15. He fires it up again and gets it going. We're staying under green. Trey Hollywood in the 40 has the lead, and he's trying desperately to hold off this angry pack of trucks behind him. Look at these guys go. Wow, they're 4 wide through 1 and 2 again, and how many times have I said that in the last 5 minutes? And they're still bouncing off each other a little bit here. It's really allowing Trey to keep the lead in the 40. He's able to stay up front because these guys are just running each other as hard as they can, trying to get up into the 2nd spot so they can try to make a run for the lead. And I really don't blame them. It's racing. They're trying to get up into 2nd or 3rd so they can make a big charge for the lead. And right now, Jordan Roughton is in 2nd, but he's got Nick Donfrancesco to the outside, Alex Hesdall to the inside. This is insane. 4 wide again through 3 and 4. Oh, this is crazy. This is awesome. I'll tell you, Trey Hollywood doing a great job in the 40, holding on to the lead, and 6 very talented, very fast, and very anxious drivers behind him. And now it's Alex Hesdall, scored in the 2nd position with Nick Donfrancesco in the 24 giving him a push. Jordan Roughton in the 17 and 4th. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 and 5th. Land Shark in 6th. And how about Timmy Brown? Timmy Brown in the 8 truck is running in 7th. He's right there with these guys, looking for his first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. There's Timmy in the 8 truck. He's former NOSSCAR Brickyard 200 winner in the NOSSCAR Motormaster Series, driving the Xfinity cars, and he's got a shot to win this one too. It's right there with these guys in the lead group. Last truck in line in the top 7. Then it's Stephen Corley running in 8th, kind of by himself. And then it's Beam SKP, the lone full-time driver out of France, running 9th. Jesse Carlson in the 88, running in 10th. And while we were going through the field just a little bit, it's Alex Hesdall who has taken the race lead in the number 98. He used the outside line to do it. He got a good push from Jordan Roughton in the 17, and to the point goes Alex. Timac Motorsports Chevys side by side for 2nd and 3rd, with Land Shark right behind them, rather. And one truck just lost control in this lead group and lost the draft with them as well, and that was the 40 truck of Trey Hollywood. He had just led the last 8 laps, and now he's running in 7th. He's lost the draft with this lead group. Timmy Brown in the 8 runs in 6th. He's still right there with him, looking for the Cinderella story. What an amazing story it would be for Timmy Brown to go up there and get that win. It would be an amazing story as well if Alex Hesdall could hold on to the lead and get his first NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win of the season. Oh, Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. Got into the wall a little bit. Jordan Roughton tried to get to the inside of him. There might have even been a bit of contact between those two. Both held on to it. Josh loses the spot, though. Timmy Brown looking for 5th. looks like Timmy's going to maybe need to slide up behind the 23 and stay in the draft, and he does. Good on him to make a move and give it a go. Stephen Corley on the inside of Trey Hollywood, just behind Timmy Brown in the 8. It's still any driver's race as long as you've got the draft with the lead group. Even Jesse Carlson and Beam SKP, who are running in 9th and 10th, they're beginning to reel in the top 8 drivers along with Dustin McClintock in the 20. There's a couple of drivers there on the apron there coming out of pit road. Looks like it's Armstrong in the 15. He's letting the lead pack go by. It'll be interesting because if anybody else does need to come to pit road, his service is already done. This might benefit him in the long run. Old Lance Shark got shoved into the wall a bit there by Jordan Roughton and that was in turn 4 there, and good save by the 26 machine. Timmy Brown in the 8 coming up looking for the 5th spot. Oh. And here comes Armstrong in the 15. See, keep in mind, he's got fresher tires. He was just on pit road. He's going to try to maybe work his way around these guys if he can. It would be maybe a smart idea if Timmy Brown followed the 15 and drafted with him, and now the pole sitter, stage 1 winner, Landshark, is on pit road. The first amongst the lead group to surrender his track position and come down pit road, and it's a bit of a gamble, it's a bit of a risk, especially here in the final stage, since we've seen a couple of yellows for on-track incidents. If one comes out now, you might get trapped a lap down, and that's kind of what the gamble is. To the inside for the lead, Nick Francesco in the 24. The top 4 have separated themselves out a little bit from the rest of the field. Oh, contact made there. Nick had to chase the truck down the track, and he saves it, but man, that was a close call. Came back up right in front of Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. Timmy Brown in the 8 truck has taken over the 5th position. And Trey Hollywood right behind him in the 6th position. The battle for the lead is on. Jordan Roughton goes to the inside, looking to take the lead for the 2nd time in this race. Contact made between the two. It looked like he got tight and went right up into the side of the 98. Both of these drivers looking for their first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. And contact was made. Jordan now going to pit road in the 17. And a couple of others going to pit road as well. Beam SKP lost control trying to go to pit road. He's going to have to go one more lap around, I believe. And no, he's going to make it, thankfully. And he's going to lose a little bit of track time because of that, but there's a lot of scheduled pit stops going on right now. Timmy Brown in the 8, it would be amazing if he could pull off the Cinderella win here. He's right there in contention for it. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, he's now on pit road as well. We're going to keep our eye on these two drivers right here. They're the 2 highest running drivers that are yet to come to pit road for their scheduled service. And I should point this out, folks, the 15 of Armstrong, just in front of your 2 leaders here in the frame. This is a good strategy by these 2 drivers. If they don't need to come to pit road just yet, It might be a good call for them to stay out on the track as long as possible, draft with the 15 truck that is clearly faster on the fresher tires. That might allow you to get a little bit of track position on the drivers that short pit, or maybe at least equalize the time they may have gained from short pitting. And if you come out on the track around the same area as them, you'll have the fresher tires and you'll have a big advantage. Looked like they did that for a few laps there, 3 or 4, and now here they come down pit road. Nick Donfrancesco in the 24, Jesse Carlson in the 88, Alex Tesdall rather in the 98, Harold Burden in the 56 leaving his pit stall now as well. And we saw how important tires were earlier. We saw Landshark catapult his way into the lead from short pitting, and then we saw Nick Donfrancesco retake the lead with those fresher tires. They were able to run down the leader. I questioned if they had enough time to do that. The tires are strong, and we've seen it go both ways. We've seen short pitting work, but we've seen drivers that decided to take their time coming to pit road be able to rally back and pass some of those drivers as well at times. So we've seen a little bit of both. We're going to have to see what we see here in the final stage. Who's going to prevail and pick up the digital 250 win? Time will tell. And when everything cycles through, I believe that it is actually Landshark in the 26 that is your leader. But keep in mind, he's short pit. He's not too far from getting caught here by Jordan Roughton in the 17. Jordan Roughton in the 17 running in second. Stephen Corley running in third. Josh Colm-Diaz is in fourth. Nick Donfrancesco is in fifth. Timmy Brown in the 8 truck running in 6th. The good news for the drivers running 4th, 5th, and 6th, they have drafting partners. They might be able to work together and run down the top 3. The top 3 are a little bit scattered right now. And that's one thing that might work in favor for these drivers. So they're all chasing Landshark, the pole sitter, the stage 1 winner. And one thing that's a little bit different now than what it was in stage 2, when Landshark short pit before and they were able to run him down, they were all kind of working together and drafting. Right now, they're all very spread. They're all kind of running by themselves. That could be the difference maker. Landshark very well could hold on to get his first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. Time will tell. Jordan Roughton running in second in the 17 Ford. He's also looking for his first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. And it's Stephen Corley running in third. He won the Holiday Bash 200 earlier this season at Homestead to capture his first career NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. And there's the battle with Nick Donfrancesco, third and fourth there. To the bottom goes the 24. He does have the slightly fresher tires. Question is, can he get up to the 26 and challenge for the lead and for the win before the end of this race? So now, this puts Stephen Corley in the 99 back into fourth. Alex Tesdall in the 98 runs in fifth. He's got the same amount of fresh tires, the same freshness, if you will, as the 24 of Nick Donfrancesco. They run third and fifth. They have the freshest tires of all these lead trucks on the track here. It's Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 who's running in sixth, and he's right there with these guys as well. I didn't see exactly what happened to Timmy Brown, but he is no longer scored in the 6th position. And we see him, he's actually scored now in the 7th position. Trey Hollywood in the 40 running in 8th. Jesse Carlson running in 9th. Cameron Norton in the 3 rounding out the top 10. And we're getting closer and closer the crowning a winner here for the Digital 250 at Kansas Speedway, round 12 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. And Nick Francesco, the points leader, has worked his way into second. He worked his way around Jordan Roughton in the 17. Now contact made between the 99 and the 17. That's the battle for third and fourth. The drivers with the fresher tires are slowly working their way towards the leader, Landshark, in that orange and white number 26 truck, and he's getting there, and I think he is going to get there before the end of this race. The question becomes, can Landshark keep him behind him, or if the 24 does get around him, can he stay with them enough to stay in the draft and make a run back for the lead later on? Ooh, the battle for the third, fourth, and fifth is heating up. There's Alex in the 98. See, he's got the fresher. He's running second amongst all the drivers that have the freshest tires, Alex is, and he just took fourth from Stephen Corley. So if the 98 can get free of the 17 and get into third, he might be able to run down the top two and challenge for the win as well. And there you see him. Alex makes a huge move to the inside, slides up in front of the 17, and the 17 might even be aware of the tire situation and might be willing to follow the 98 of Alex Tesdall. They might even be faster that way. It might give the 17 a better chance of winning as well as the 98. That's what makes these NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series races so exciting, folks. So much strategy, so much care, so much commitment, so much practice goes into all of these. I know that Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23 practices nearly every day. And more green flag pit stops beginning here. Landshark in the 26 coming to pit road. And we can tell you that Alex Tesdall has worked his way around Jordan Roughton. I guess we did report that already. So now that Landshark has pit again, this puts Nick into first, Alex into second, Jordan into third. Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23 has worked his way around Stephen Corley in the 99, so put Josh into fourth, Stephen into fifth. Timmy Brown running in sixth in the 8 truck. And if for whatever reason these cycles of pit stops come back to haunt Landshark in the 26, then it looks like these drivers are all on the right strategy when it comes to fuel and tires, but time will tell, folks. I don't see anybody else having to come to pit road quite yet. Never mind, Beam SKP for Rockstar Racing is on pit road. There you see him. He won last week at the Indy Roval to capture his first NASCAR Truck Series win. Dave Marks Jr., his Rockstar Racing teammate in the 4, is on pit road as well, so maybe some communication between teammates to come to pit road early and get 4 tires and fuel. Time will tell how the rest of this race will unfold. We're going to step away from full commentary for just a couple of minutes, and we'll keep our eye on the race leader, Nick Francesco. We'll sort out the running order for you when we come back. And back with full commentary here, folks. Nick Francesco has surrendered the race lead. He comes to pit road. The number 24 Chevy Silverado has been rocking fast all race long, and this gives the lead over, I believe, to Jordan Roughton in the 17 for the time being. And see if we can find him here. There you see him. Ford F1 leading laps in this race as well. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 running in second behind him. Stephen Corley in the 99 in third. They're all yet to come to pit road for their scheduled pit stops. Cameron Norton in the 3 just came down pit road as well. When everything cycles through, Landshark is going to be the leader, and Nick Francesco is going to be in second. And actually getting word the 17 has been on pit road, so see if we can sort this out for you. There's Landshark in the 26. He is the leader in the white and orange Chevy Silverado, and this is what the battle for second looks like. Nick Francesco in the 24, Jordan Roughton in the 17. Runs in third, rather. Josh Colm-Diaz in fourth. Stephen Corley rounds out the top 5. And if they can get hooked bumper to bumper, they might be able to run down Landshark before another cycle of pit stops or before the end of this race here. We know that the laps are really winded down. We know that we're kind of getting close here to seeing the checkered flags wave. And it's going to come down to who had the right strategy here in the final stage of when to pit and when to come to pit road and when it all cycles through. We know Nick Francesco is clicking off quicker lap times than Landshark right now. It's because he has much fresher tires and he's able to close the gap in. It's been a tremendous race, a breakout performance for Landshark. We saw him run on the top 5 all race long last week in his NOSSCAR Motormaster Series debut, and it's been strong, and he's been fast in every single truck race that he's entered so far, and it's been no different here tonight. And he throws a big block on Nick Francesco coming out of turn 2. To the inside goes the 24, and he's going to safely take the lead from Landshark. The newer tires prevailing, and Landshark goes to pit road again. Contact made between Josh Colm-Diaz and Stephen Corley, the 23 and the 99. Stephen holds on to it, but he got the worst end of the deal. And Jordan Roughton in the 17 takes over second. Josh Colm-Diaz in third. Alex Tesdall fourth, Stephen fifth, and now these two drivers side by side for the second and third positions. See, they're running second and third on their strategy, but it really depends on where Landshark is going to fall into all of this. We know that he keeps short pitting. There he is. He's coming back out onto the racetrack again. And it's going to be interesting to see where all of this cycles through, because we know that Nick Francesco can go much further on the fuel and tires just because of when he's been pitting here in this final stage. Is he going to make it to the end of the race on one fewer pit stop? Or is Landshark going to catapult him and stay in front of him, time it outright, and win this race? Time will tell. Oh, 3 wide, almost 3 wide there for second, third, and fourth. And these drivers are not done yet, folks. They're having a great battle out there to figure out who's going to be the lead truck and trying to run down Nick Francesco. These drivers battling like this, that's what's allowing the 24 to get away and keep that commanding lead that he has. And I know that we're getting down to crunch time, so these drivers trying to get the best possible finish they can. Stephen Corley makes it 3 wide to the inside of Josh Colm-Diaz. That bumped Jordan Roughton up into the wall. Jordan now drops back into 5th, and Stephen's going to go up into 3rd. The fans are cheering around this racetrack. They know that we're getting down towards the final laps of this one. Round 12 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5, live broadcasted here on the NASCAR Series Racing YouTube channel. Cameron Norton in the 3 truck is out of fuel in turns 3 and 4. Out of 4 comes Nick Francesco. And Nick Francesco wins the Digital 250 here at Kansas Speedway. He had the right strategy. He made the right calls. Strong truck all race long. Trucks ran out of fuel towards the end of this thing. There's Jesse Carlson in the 88. He's out of fuel on the back straightaway. And congratulations to the points leader, Nick Francesco, 3rd NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win of the season. And it was a wild battle all the way to the end, folks. We went green flag for all of stage 1. We went green flag for all of stage 2. And we had 2 yellows for on-track incidents in the final stage. And really stacked the field up a couple of different times. And once we did get rolling, it was a long green flag run that decided this one. And at the end of it all, it was Nick Francesco capturing his 3rd win of the season, 6th Truck Series win of his career. Fastest lap of the race goes to Cameron Norton in the number 3, and we're going to have a couple of post-race interviews coming up here before we wrap things up from Kansas Speedway, including an interview with your winner, Nick Francesco. And being joined now by the driver of the number 98 Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports, Alex Tesdahl, who finished in 3rd here in the Digital 250 at Kansas Speedway tonight. Alex, you have 2 wins this season for the Motormaster Series. You're winless so far for trucks, but you came really close here tonight at Kansas. You led a lot of laps. You had good track position for the most part all race long. You were top 5 solidly throughout the final stage, and it just seemed to be who was going to have the right draft and made the right decisions, came to pit road at the right time. There seemed to be a lot of factors in this one. Sum up your race for us and tell us how you were able to bring it home in 3rd.
Pretty much the truck was just really fast and was able to keep it up front most of the race. Didn't really come down to a whole lot of strategy. If you had a draft, played a big factor, and to get the win, probably just needed to be a little bit faster on the pit stops because it had the speed to do it.
What was the biggest challenge you were encountering out there? It looked like a lot of drivers are getting a good run, going down to the bottom, but if they couldn't clear the truck up top, then they sometimes got hung out to dry on the bottom.
Yeah, setting up a pass was really difficult without hurting yourself, but our truck was pretty good. Like, the slide drops actually stick pretty well most of the night. There's a few incidents where I got loose, but I don't know, for me, the slide drops usually works, but I noticed others were struggling with getting around, so.
Even though you didn't get the win, you came really close and you had a good showing. We had you on camera pretty much all race long. Does this give you some momentum moving forward?
Most definitely, and the win's definitely coming. It's just, gotta be a little bit better at putting the pit stops together, getting in and out quick, and you'll definitely see this truck in victory lane soon.
I couldn't agree more with that statement. Congratulations on your third place finish at Kansas. Good luck at Watkins Glen.
Thank you.
Do we have Bradley Gilliland in the lobby? Unfortunately, we don't, so we're actually just going to skip over to victory lane, where we find the driver of the number 24 Chevy Silverado sitting here, and it's a familiar face to find in victory lane here for the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. And congratulations, Nick Francesco. You are a winner again for the third time here in 2021. You extend your points lead as well. It seemed like you had a fast truck all race long. You led laps. I believe you got the stage 2 win. If you didn't, you came close. I'd have to double check my stats here. And
I believe I did.
Yeah, okay, perfect. And at the end, it just seemed like a battle between pit strategies with you and Landshark. You were going back and forth with him with the lead. Did you have a strategy like that going into this race? And how were you able to keep good track position the way that you did and pick up the win here tonight?
Honestly, I think it was all about track position and where you were able to make passes on the racetrack. And pit road was definitely going to be a place to make passes. You couldn't do it on the racetrack. So that's where I felt that's where you needed to be at the right time.
What was going through your mind battling with drivers like Alex Tesdall, Stephen Corley, Josh Colm-Diaz, Jordan Roughton, Trey Hollywood? You had a pack of about 7-8 trucks around you at all times, it seems, especially on the restarts. What was going through your mind battling for the win with those guys?
I knew it wasn't going to be easy. It was definitely knowing it was going to be a tough win. If I was going to get it, I was going to have to go through all of these guys to get it. And I think a couple of them had made mistakes on their final pit stop, I'm thinking. I don't know for sure, but definitely a hard-fought win. This one was.
I've asked you this question before, and you didn't really have much of an answer for me, but I'm going to ask you again. You made the Final Four for the Giggity Racing League Truck Series. You were their regular season champion. You're well on your way to being the regular season champion here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series as well. What is it about the trucks that makes you so successful and so competitive?
I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you last week. It's $1 million question.
Just wanted to get the quote out there for the fans. A lot of people pointing their fingers at you to winning this championship this year. Congratulations on getting your third win of the season.
Thank you.
And that was Nick Francesco, one of the very best in these trucks on the NASCAR Heat games. And if you don't believe me, just give him a message and he'll come race you. And that was a heck of a show that we just witnessed here, folks. Digital 250 at Kansas is in the history books. We're now through 12 races in the 2021 Tailgate Truck Series season, and that was an epic one. They all are, but this one we saw a little bit of everything. We saw long green flag runs. We saw 2, 3, and 4 wide. We saw minor contact here and there. We saw a couple of crashes. We saw pit strategy. We saw short runs. We saw long runs. And at the end of it all, we saw the points leader, Nick Francesco, parking in victory lane, and a solid performance at that. From all of us here at NOSSCAR, we're going to wrap things up here and say so long for now. The coverage for Watkins Glen will begin at about 9:45, maybe about 9:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks a bunch for joining us, and until next time, stay fast, folks.